What you can expect over the next 1 to 3 days or so energetically in the world. Well, I'm here to help you with that, my friend. Google one, everyone. I'm Aurea Eden, and this is Daily Energy with daily predictions, your news before the news. Google one is my way to greet. It means good, blessed, and wonderful. So today's energy is going to be one of those days to where I'm going to tell you it's going to be some fast-paced energy. It's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be more traffic than usual. It's going to be more reckless drivers than usual. So this is a day that you want to pay attention to what it is that you're doing, and while paying attention to what it is that everybody else is doing. This is a day when I tell you enter a building, you always find where your exits are and have an exit strategy. I know a lot of people say, well, we shouldn't live in fear. You're right. You shouldn't live in fear. But at the same time, there's things that you can do to practice some preventative measures, okay? You need to have a plan, a bug out plan, a get out plan, an exit plan. And so that's what today's energy is going to bring in, because it is going to increase the amount of violence in the world. Okay. And when I say it increases the amount of violence in the world, this is people acting like animals and animals acting like animals. And so let's start with the animals. So on this day, you can expect your pets to do something abnormal. You can expect animals to be in places that you would normally not see animals in, and doing things that are more animalistic and more natural to their nature. And so this is activity even in the waters. Shark attacks, okay? I am picking up on shark attacks. I am actually picking up on people getting bitten here. And this is in the water and outside of the water. So remember earlier, before we kept getting unkept animals here, because there's a lot of missing animals out and about because, from the 4th of July. Well, some of them animals are still out. And so you want to pay attention to your surrounding, okay? And so if you are surfing today, not only should you watch out for waves that are crashing, you should also watch out for sharks and stingrays and stuff like that in the water, okay? Piranhas in the water, okay? Because there's a lot of fish activity in going on. So this energy has a tendency to shock some people, okay? It will have some people shocked and feeling terrified. And remember, yesterday we did have literal shockings. So that energy is still here over the next few days. So you think about something that could shock, okay? But I'm going to say it's going to shock you that somebody gets bitten, but they survive. Do you hear what I'm saying? So we're going to turn that and put a positive swing on things to know that someone gets bitten, but they survive. Okay, but I see a lot of sudden and quick movement. And yesterday we also found out that in the energy that things have a tendency with this energy to change directions. And when it changes direction, that means it's doing something that's unexpected. So when I say that, you could expect things to change and shift. The people that you thought you could rely on, they're going to shift up on you, some of them. The things that you thought that you could rely on is going to shift up here. So there's going to be a changing of hands, a changing of guard, a reversing, right? And so that's what this energy here is initiating over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Now, my predictions, they typically happen within 1 to 3 days, but I like to say or so because sometimes they stretch out as energy comes in rapidly. Sometimes it's unpredictable sometimes because it can come in even before me. Like it can come in like 2 days ahead of me when it's not supposed to come in until at least the day of after me. You see what I'm saying? It's not supposed to come in before me, but when it's that fast paced energy that's coming in today, a lot of the stuff that I might tell you is happening energetically. Some of it may have already happened because it came in ahead, but a lot of what I'm going to tell you, it hasn't happened yet. So sometimes there is some kind of delay in the energy. So there's slow moving energy and fast moving energy. And today we're dealing with fast paced energy. This type of energy has a tendency to be impulsive, and when it manipulates people, it actually makes people impulsive. It makes people manic. It makes people irrational. It makes people do things that like I said, that are more violent in nature, those more specifically who are already unbalanced. So if you're a balanced person and you are like been working on yourself, you're less likely to be affected by this energy in a more adverse way. But for some people who are already off balance, this energy basically tips the scale over to more unfavorable circumstances, unfortunate circumstances. And that's what this energy is going to bring in. It typically loves the AM, like late at night to early morning. It typically loves like late night activities, bars, drinking, drugging, stabbing, gunning, those type of things is what you can expect. So an increase in that over the next 1 to 3 days. That's when I tell you the devil's minions are out and about seeking whom they may devour, okay, or trap. Okay, this energy has a tendency to try to basically set people up and stab them in the back, more literally than figuratively. You know what I mean? And so that's why I say when you're out here, you want to be mindful of that. Not necessarily scared, but use your gift of discernment. Use your intuition. Go with your gut. Remember yesterday we were talking about gut, or maybe it's today in today's energy, but you want to go with your gut. Your gut is to keep you safe. Your intuition is to keep you safe. Okay. Those who follow their gut feelings and their intuition, sometimes they make an exit before these unfavorable events happen. I told you that used to happen to me all the time. I'm gonna tell you a story, okay? I'm gonna try to be quick with it, but I'm long-winded. So I used to go do 5-finger discounts like in my teens, and I was with a group of people that I probably shouldn't have been with because I was with the wrong crowd, and they was teaching me how to pop tags and put them on my person. You know what I mean? And I went with them about 3 times, I want to say. About 3 or 4 times. First time I didn't get into the car, so it would be about 4 times. First time I didn't get out the car. And the second time I got out the car, they come pick me up. I got out the car, I went, and I went into the store. I was all dressed to the nine, okay? I had on my suit. I was a little weird on myself. I had on my suit because I didn't dress in jeans, and that's probably what got me caught, child. And I was then we went into the dressing rooms. Basically we try on clothes, but we don't bring them back out, right? Well, I went into the dressing room the first time, and when I was in the dressing room, I'm just like, putting on clothes, going in my head, trying to figure out if I'm gonna do this or not. And then all of a sudden, this knock comes on the door. I thought it was one of them. And then this woman comes up to the door. She didn't open the door. She just said, "Why are you doing this?" She said, "You don't have to do this." She said, "If you promise me you'll put everything back," she said, "I won't call the police." You see? And it looks like they left me in the store by myself, okay? She said, "I won't call the police." She said, "You don't have to do this." And so I took heed, because I don't play with stuff like that. when I get an opportunity, when I'm getting the opportunity, I take that opportunity because I follow the signs. All right. So I put everything back, and I left out the store. She basically she held up her bargain. She didn't call the police. And she could have called the police on them, but she didn't even call the police on them. She just let me go here. And so the next time we were set to go out, I heard don't go, but I ended up going anyways. And so we went to another store, and then I didn't get out the car, and the girls that were there, at least the one of them, the ringleader, she got arrested. And so we went back the next day. They were set to go, and I heard loud and clearly, don't go. Babe, you think I went with them? I heard, don't go. Look, I'm glitching. I heard, don't go. And I said, okay, I don't want to make them mad, but I got to come up with the plan, And so I got to come up with an excuse. And see, I don't really like to lie. And so I ended up concocting this plan. So what I did was, I was staying at my aunt's and going to school. So I told my cousin Gwen, I said, Gwen, they're going to come, and they're going to come looking for me. And I said, I want you to tell them that I can't go because I got diarrhea, upset stomach diarrhea. I got diarrhea. And then I went and sat on the toilet to make it the truth. Okay, I told you I don't like to lie. All right. But they come knocking on the door, and they came to ask for me. I heard them when they came up to the door, so I went and ran to sit on the toilet. And I could hear it in their voice. It's almost like they knew that she was lying for me, okay, in a sense. And so I heard the disappointment in their voice. And so they got in the car, and then they left. Then later on that day, probably about 5 or 6 o'clock, here in good old Tejas, she comes, the driver comes, and she said, girl, I'm so glad you didn't go, because all of them got arrested except me. And child, when I tell you they did a little bit of time, all right? So I'm so glad I didn't go, and I'm so glad I took heed, and I listened to my gut and followed my gut. My gut has saved me a lot of times. I mean, my gut told me when, somebody was following me. My gut told me when I should hide behind a tree in a bush. My gut told me when I should dive in some dirty clothes, okay? My gut be telling me stuff, okay? And so you listen to your gut, and your gut will keep you safe. That's the point I was trying to make. All right. So, but that was the story. Look. So, yeah. And so this energy here is going to have a lot of that too, because this energy has not just violence, but it has theft. When this theft comes about in sometimes a violent way, because when people want what you have, sometimes they try to get it by any means necessary. Okay. And so I tell you, don't be fighting over this stuff. It's stuff. Let it go. Okay. Let it go. All right. Because it's not worth your life. Okay. But if you're in a rocky situation, look, don't stay in one place. All right. You try to get out of the situation. Don't be stupid though. Okay. Don't be stupid. What's the procedure? What she say? What's the procedure when you I don't know if that's what she said, but that set it off type energy. I forgot what she said. I ain't seen the movies. That makes me have to go watch the movie again. But that's what I'm seeing here. This villain type energy. Also animals acting out. So this is going to be weasels, snakes, monsters again here. So we'll see more shows coming about weasels, snakes, and monsters and animals and stuff like that. will but we'll also witness this in the news over the next 1 or 3 days or so happening. Okay, so a lot of these people, they've been told since they were young that they would never be nothing and that they're good for nothing. Look, I don't believe that's the case, but I do believe that there is consequences for every action. There is going to be a reaction. So there's consequences for your actions. And so I feel like there's a lot of things that you weren't able to get away with, just like me. There's a lot of things that even though I used my gut, I wasn't able to get away with. I was corrected. But for some of you, maybe you don't have that person in your life that can correct you. Maybe you haven't had that grace. Well, I'm giving you grace to right now to let you know that it ain't worth it, but you are. Do you hear what I'm saying? It ain't worth it, but you are. Okay? You are worth loving yourself. You are worth love, even though people have told you you are worthless. Now, I'm telling you what could happen in this energy, but I'm not giving up on you. Okay? I know that you can do better than what you have been given, and you can do better than what you have been doing, and you can do better than the way and live better than the way that you've been living. I believe in you. So I know that some people, just like that movie Straw, that Tyler Perry movie Straw, she just snapped. She just snapped because life started lifing. And some of you go through that same type of thing. That was a real circumstance. And that's why I say, oh, those haters that hate on him because he's putting out the truth. Don't hate him because he's putting out the truth. This is real life. That's not a made up story. That stuff happens. So don't get mad at Tyler Perry because he's telling the real story. He's telling the real. That's the problem. Y'all go against those that's trying to help you. That's the problem. You always got something to say. But if oftentimes you feel like you can do it better. And if you could do it better, then you should be doing it. And stop talking about those who are when you're not doing nothing. If you're not trying to solve the problem, then you're a part of it. You are hating. That's what you're doing. Because if you want it to be told a different way, write your story. If you want it to be told a different way, write your book. Write it. Do something instead of talking about everybody else who's doing. Okay? So that's the energy here, okay? But I said all that to say I'm not giving up on you. Okay, so this energy also has the tendency of kind of along the lines of what I've been talking about. You know, it's basically disloyal. You can't trust it. And that's what this energy is. It's disloyal. The people that you thought would always have your back, what did I say? They're disloyal. This man that made y'all laugh this whole time. And it's all fun and games when it's ha and hee. But as soon as it gets serious, you got a problem with it. Something else, okay? Here. So I also see this, like I said, this disloyal energy coming in. And it's like somebody is going to be so disloyal to the point to where they're going to be telling on their friends. Not only that, they're not going to be just telling on their friends. They're just going to be telling everything. Okay. Here I'm seeing informing on someone to the authorities. So this could be a witness coming forward. And if you saw a heinous crime, by all means, report it. But if you're reporting somebody but not telling your part in it, then that's a problem. Mind you, I said they left me in the stove by myself. So you know what I'm saying? All right. Sometimes they will use you as a scapegoat. That's why you should always always be mindful of who you call friends, because some people we deem friends are not friends, they're so-called friends. And baby, don't I know it.